a person in my life that like they if like something good would happen to me,
Yeah.
instead of them feeling good themselves that I got some kind of success, that they'll be like they'll start to feel bad and kind of like display like a sense
Yeah.
of like resentment because
Yeah.
they haven't figured out what they wanted to do.
Right.
It's like, do you have any ideas on like how to address that in a way that's like values both of us?
I mean, first that you're even thinking about it is really powerful. Um, I think it's about having an awareness for yourself that maybe this person isn't somebody that is right in your life anymore. Like the whole saying, like people are in your life for a chapter, what is it, like a season, a chapter, I don't know, different periods. But before like writing someone off, I would allow space to show up honestly and vulnerably with them and say, like I love you, and so I want to have like a really a talk of something really important to me. I'm working hard in my career, as you could see, and sometimes it makes me feel like I can't share with you because I feel like I'm unintentionally hurting you, and I don't want to feel like I'm hurting you. Like don't make it an attack or a judgment on whatever they're doing. Make it all about how you feel, because like how can someone tell you how you feel? Like no, it's just how you feel. So it's like I feel like I don't feel seen by you, and I just wanted to talk to you about it and have an open conversation because you're really important to me and I value our relationship. Now, depending on how the person responds, if they get angry or defensive, it might be someone that's no longer the right fit in your life. If they're open to communicating, that could be like they are, um in I think about I don't expect anyone to be perfect because we're humans and we all make a ton of mistakes. But I do expect everyone in the relationships I have to be willing to grow and to openly communicate. And I can't demand someone to grow. That's their choice. So if someone has chosen not to grow in their own life, that's fine, but they're no longer the right fit for me.
Mm, it's kind of scary.
It's a lot of loss. Like the big thing in this journey of self-love, the hardest part was like lose like the more I love myself, the more people who don't know how to love me are filtered out. And that's really hard because it's people who like I really love and who are important to me. But like, why in the world would I want people in my life that don't empower me and shine a light on me and like openly communicate? It doesn't even make sense. So no matter how much I love them or how long they've been in my life and how important they are to me, I want to be surrounded by people who like want to empower me and like are stoked for me and that openly communicate when something, we don't see something eye to eye and I can feel safe with. Because if I'm surrounded by those types of people, I show up to my speeches, to my work, to my other relationships with that much more vibrancy because I'm constantly having this inflow of vibrancy. And yeah, so that's been the hardest part about this like self-love journey is like discovering in uncomfortable ways who is not comfortable when I set boundaries, who is not, like who kind of retaliates and gets angry and things that just show me that like, oh, they don't want to grow or they feel defensive or oh, this was more about them than it was about a relationship between two people.
Do you find that you're creating an island socially for yourself, or is the person that walks out the door being replaced by another person that's like able to love you?
Um I don't need to replace anyone. I need to identify who's there that's phenomenal.
Okay.
So it's not about
So
I
you're trying
mean,
to create like a
that's
tight
it.
circle of
Yeah, that's like my situation. Other people may not have more people in their life, and then they'd go out and make new friends that fall in line with their values. But like, I have like a ton of great people in my life, but I had a few people in my life who, took advantage of my kindness and my sincerity, and it Do I love those people? 100%. Like, I miss them. I could think of someone right now that I totally love. Is it okay that they treated me poorly? No. Is it like, does it make them a bad person? Like, in the situation I'm thinking about, no, I think they're hurt. And so they hurt me because they're hurt. They're not hurt by me. They're hurt by something else in their life, like their past, you know?
Mm.
And the way they respond in life is they hurt people, you know?
How much responsibility do you feel to help those people?
A lot, which is a problem, which is what I'm trying to understand, that like they're not my responsibility. But that was really hard. But I'm an empath, so
Does
yeah.
that feel selfish?
Like you have to be selfish in order to be selfless. That's what my mentor says. So like um there's a difference between being selfish and setting boundaries and making sure you have a healthy environment around you. So I do not have space in my life for toxic humans, period.
Mm.
And if everyone in my life right now was toxic, I would want them to exit stage right and replace them with a set of healthy people.
Man, because there's someone in my life that like I feel like I'm like spending a lot of like, I mean, I care about this person like a lot. But I
Mhm.
spend a lot of energy trying to make them feel okay on a day-to-day basis, because it just feels like if I'm not reminding them, then they can get really sad that like, like
Mhm.
trying to be like, you are loved. And they're like, well, am I? And then it's like this like back and forth. And then like
Yeah.
it just feels exhausting. But like I care about them so much. And I'm just like in this like back and forth of like how do I go about this situation?
I mean, okay, so this is both easy and hard. In my situation, I would love open, honest communication so that I could grow. Like, if I was that person, I would love someone to tell me, you may not know, but here's how I'm experiencing this. Can we talk about it? Because our relationship and my love for you is so big. And then we would talk about it. And I'm a person who wants to grow. So I would like be so thankful that you were honest. A lot of people don't want to hear an honest conversation, unfortunately. So I don't know what to say in your situation other than making the choices. Is this how you want to invest your time and your energy? And is this creating more abundance for you in your life? Is it serving you in some way? Do you have a need in yourself that to be a caretaker for someone else? And so it makes you actually feel like you're a good person because you're doing this. So actually, you're being selfish by doing it, because now you could say, look at what a good person I am, that it's not about them, it's about you. So like I said, becoming really self-aware is so hard, like so hard. In all my relationships, I would love like candid radical honesty, because like the people that I have friendships with, I love so deeply. And if I'm doing something negative or toxic, I'd want them, like, it was perfect. One time, one of my girlfriends, she's had a really I'm so grateful she was honest. She's had a really difficult life, like a really especially last few years. It's like I don't know, the worst bad luck ever.
Mm.
And I'd always like make this, I don't know if you call it this joke or observation or something, but I'd always kind of say like, I'd always like reference it. Like, I don't even remember how I did it, but it was something like your life sucks, like we'll get through it. There was no like ill intent. It was like my intent in how I communicated was like I didn't want to pretend like everything was fine, because it's not fine for her. It really fucking sucks. So like I wanted to just be honest in the conversation situation, is like, yeah, this sucks. What are we going to do about it? And she brought it up that she didn't like she didn't feel comfortable the way I was saying it, because it was a constant reminder for her, rather. So
Mm.
my intent was to not sugarcoat things. But for her, it was like this constant reminder, like it wasn't helping. And I had zero negative intent. She knew that, so she didn't say something for a while because she knew I was coming from a loving place. But I'm so glad that she did, because I had no idea that I was communicating something hurtful, like, because it wasn't my intent. And when the second she told me, I can't even remember what I used to say now because I haven't done it again. That was a few months ago, So um, and that was a growth moment for me. She gave me the gift of allowing me to get to know her more so that I could love her more. Like, the more we share with our friends who we are and what we need, the more we allow them to love us. And if we don't feel safe sharing who we are and what we need, like, how strong is the friendship? And if the people we're friends with don't show up for us and communicate when we do vulnerably share who we are and what we need, if they get angry or leave us or whatever, are they really like our friend? Like, or is it even like the kind of friend that we want in our lives? Because it looks like, to me, that looks like someone that just doesn't want to grow.
But then I there is the, like, if they've how much past pain justifies it presenting itself now, like, you're like, you feel sorry because they might have had like a situation in their life that is damaging, or like
Yeah.
it obviously has done, I
Yeah.
mean, seemingly astronomical damage to
Yeah.
certain areas of their
Yeah.
emotional life. But then, like, how much can you be like, okay, I want to help you, and then how much can you be like, well, it's still on you, because then you feel like they
Well,
got
you don't have to
drawn
do
a
either
bad
one.
cards, and
Yeah,
then you
you don't want to, yeah. You don't want to be either one. You're not like, how can I help you? Like, why do you have to be the person that helps? And it's like there's so much blame in that on both sides. It's just speaking your truth, just existing your truth and sharing that with someone else openly and vulnerably. It's like you're talking about the outcome. Am I obligated to help this person? No, you're not obligated to do anything. Is that what you would like to do? And if it makes you feel a certain type of way, do you have a safe enough friendship where you could just communicate how you feel? And say, I'm really confused because I want to love you and support you. And I don't know what it even looks like to do that in a way that feels good for me, because I've changed a bit, like, or I've like, and I really want to talk to you about it because I want you to continue to feel loved and supported by me. And yeah, I just want to have an open conversation of like what that can look like, and what is it that you need from me so you could feel loved and supported by me.
mm,
Like, I'll tell you, my friend, the thing, what I need from that person to feel loved and supported by them, well, an apology would be nice because it was pretty fucked up, like something they said. But I could even like live without the apology, but I just think like someone who doesn't want to apologize for that, that's like really weird to me. Um and then just open communication, like, I understand what I said was like really hurtful, and you did not deserve to be spoken to that way. And I was coming from here. And then for me to be able to say, like, here's what's up with me, and them to listen, and I listen, and they listen, and I listen, and they listen. And then there's a repair in there. But like the situation in my life, the person did something like very black and white, like not okay, and then ignored it. And it's just like, it's just not, it just shows me where they are in their life. It was
mm,
very weird. And I miss them so much. This is a really close friend, and I miss them so much. Oh my gosh, every day it's like, but like, I simply don't want people in my life who are toxic. Like, I just don't. And who I was in December of last year is different than who I am now. Who I was in December of last year had a really low self-esteem, and I didn't even know how to have a higher self-esteem. Like, I didn't set boundaries. So who I am is changing, and maybe that person is no longer a good fit for who I'm becoming. And so, like, I really appreciate that they were in my life and we have all the memories that we've had, and I terribly miss them and love them. But like, I want people in my life who like empower and encourage me to love myself and to and who would never even think to speak to me in such a vile manner. Like, and then not apologize. I mean, I understand people like burst out sometimes. Totally, we're human. But then to not apologize for it either is like super weird. So, yeah, I mean, people are in our lives for a certain period of time and hopefully a long time, but then sometimes maybe sometimes people just need a break, and I look for communication and vulnerability. Like those are my two core elements in my friendships: communication, vulnerability. Like my girlfriend had to be so vulnerable to tell me that because she had her own ish in her life. She told me she was so scared to tell me because of like negative stuff that's been told to her. So here she's so brave and courageous. And immediately when she told me, I said, "Thank you for being so brave and courageous to tell me what you need because I love you so much. And now I know." You know,
Mhm.
like she was so brave and courageous to like when she thought whenever she spoke her truth, someone's going to get angry at her. So here she is. She's like, okay, this bothers me. I'm just going to tell her. I think I'm really safe in this friendship. I'm going to tell her. And she tells me, and she indeed was totally safe in our friendship. She's like, I can't even believe you responded like that. I've never had someone respond to me positively when I tell them something. I'm like, oh, that's so unfortunate. Well, I'm glad to be that person for you.
That's powerful.
You know what I mean? And now
Yeah.
she's probably going through her own, like, so then she sees there's one person in her life that responds to her in this like light and loving way. It's given her an example. And now she's probably like, what else is possible for me in the other areas of my life? Right. Because, like, for me, what happened was I had a person that was really important in my life that I considered like a family member. They weren't a family member, but it was like that level, who did something like really not cool. I was really jostled, and my girlfriend, different friend, Cam, saw that this stuff was happening and just chose to like abundantly shower me with love. Like it was great for like months. She was just like, I mean, she would drop off flowers at my, I mean, the girl is like, she's amazing. She's just like, I just need you to see that you are a lovable person. She's like, you are a lovable, because she knew I was going through this much pain from someone so close to me that I was like, I'm not lovable, because if this person that is like so close to me has like treated me this way, I must not be worth anything. Like I must
Mm.
totally not be lovable. She's like, that is false. And I'm going to force it into your mind. And for months, she was just like forcing it, like that I'm lovable, that I'm like, what an amazing friend, you know? Like, and so because she set this example for me of what is that sound that's going on? She set this example for me of what's possible. It allowed me space to start to reflect on the other areas of my life of possibility and start to change my friendships and all that kind of stuff.
How do you how did you overcome the fear of losing that person?
Um, I don't think I overcame the fear ever. I think that I had to overcome an unfortunate situation. Or I didn't have to. I chose to overcome an unfortunate situation, and um and it just was what it was, and then having to process that person's in my life. But when that person's not in your life for an extended period of time, and you could see your life can exist without them in it, it's like they're already out of the life, my life, you know? So it's like now, but the process of like, it just, I don't know, it really sucked. Like that whole process, like constantly wondering if they'll come back with love. It's crazy. Like the things people will do that are like not kind. It's so weird. But it like has nothing to do with me. Obviously those people are going through whatever they're going through in their own life, and that they don't choose to communicate with me. Like if I show up and I communicate and I am open and I am vulnerable, and the other people decide to not communicate, to not be open, to not be vulnerable, and to not show up, there is nothing I can do about that. That is their choice to make. So me wanting to force someone into something it doesn't help anything. Like, you know, I can't. I just have to like respect that I like don't have control over other people. And like as much as I love a person, I can't make someone love me. Like I don't even want someone in my life that I need to make love me, you know? That's so inauthentic. It's feeding like a negativity, you know? I want people in my life who just like love me and like want to celebrate me, and I feel the same way about them, you know? And like my girlfriend Cam, she was like, "You are lovable, period." And I could see that you're refusing to believe that. So I am going to force feed it to you for months. And it was like wild. Like it was really weird. Such a weird experience. And it worked. Look, now I'm like, all
Yeah.
right, Cam
Yeah.
has got in my head that I am lovable. I get that that is a possibility, but and I also get that I totally don't love myself. So let me start working on that now, you know, like
Yeah. Oh
so
my
I could
God.
see what she sees is essentially what happened. She got me to see that, okay, maybe I'm not seeing what's there. So now let me work on myself so I can see what she sees.
What a friend.
She's amazing. My friends are like my other girlfriend was talking about amazing. Like my friends are amazing. Like they're amazing. And the more I'm able to communicate my boundaries to see who my true relationships are, the better. True relationships will have no problem with me setting boundaries. People who have a problem with me setting boundaries are people who weren't there for the right reasons in the first place. Or like sometimes people may not like your boundaries, but if they communicate with you, that's fine, you know, and you like work out a compromise. Like that's friendship. Hope this is helpful. It's the most
Well, this
unique
is
interview I've ever had.
yeah, no, this is helpful. It's like we're in like a therapy session right now.
Yeah.
Oh, how, okay, leaving someone, right? Leaving someone from your life is going to put someone that you deeply care about in an absurd amount of pain. How did you
Them or
rationalize that?
me?
Them. How do you
Oh,
rationalize that within yourself?
I don't think I don't think they're in the same kind of pain that I am in.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Maybe not in your situation, but like I was sorry, I was relating it back to myself in my head.
I think they're just thinking of their own whatever. I don't even understand because like if somebody doesn't communicate, I don't even know what's going through their head or like why they're doing what they're doing. It's so bizarre to me.
Mm,
For me, I feel like a loss. Like I don't like
okay.
it's really painful for me. I think that they're so potentially like ego driven that like they may not even feel anything because all they could think about is their own needs and not communicating whatever their needs. I don't even know what their needs are, you know, but like if someone is only thinking about what's good for them, the chances that they feel any pain yet are probably lower because they're not being compassionate or empathetic to the relationship overall. Maybe, I mean, again, I don't know.
Yeah. Huh.
And all these relationships, I didn't tell any of them that I wouldn't talk to them again. All I did was state boundaries and state like
What did
things
you
like it's
do?
not.
Did you just like text them or like have lunch with them or like this is what I'm doing? This is my new wave. Like, are you
No,
in,
I
are you
would
out?
say no, I would say I would say some boundary. It's all because of my boundaries. I would say some boundary like okay, like let's say you couldn't talk at 3 o'clock, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
randomly. And someone's like, I want to talk to you at 3. And you just like couldn't. And you're like, oh, I can't. I have a meeting at 3. I can't talk at 3. Um, and they said, screw you. You don't care about me. If you cared about me, you would talk to me at 3. Your meeting wouldn't matter. And you're like,
Mm,
what? I don't know. Like, let's talk about this another time, but I have a meeting at 3. And then that just like spiraled for them. Like, you didn't do anything wrong. All you did was have a meeting at 3 and just
yeah.
told them I have a meeting at 3, but they didn't like that. Because before, like the week before, if they said, I want to talk to you at 3 and you said you had a meeting at 3, you'd be like, all right, I'll cancel it, whatever you need.
Mm,
You know? So the second you start to set a boundary, As simple as that. It's like, wait, what is this? I used to be able to have like anything whenever. And it's not even like you're not even saying anything bad. Like it's like, bro, like what's your
Oh.
ish? You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
Like, yeah. So that's pretty much what happened. Is I said something really like like nothing, but it just was different. It was a boundary nonetheless. And it was just different. And I think I have probably had a lot of people in my life that were used to like however they wanted me to be. So the second I started to create my own identity of what I needed for myself, that no longer jive with them.
Oh. So it's not necessarily like this like conflict. It's just kind of like, this is who I am, this is where I'm going. Like, you know, you I love you, you
Like
can be with
the
me.
last one was like super weird. I sent the person like a gift because they were struggling with something in their life. So I sent them a gift and like they got like angry at me like after sending them a gift. It was like so it's so bizarre.
Oh.
Like it has nothing to do with me. I mean, maybe in their head it has to do with me because that's the story they've told themselves. But to me, it's just really clear. Like I'm a really nice, open, loving person. Like if you wanted to openly communicate with me, like I'm here, you know, that like
Uh-huh.
they could call me right now. Like I'll pick up the phone, you know, like
Mm-hmm.
they're doing their life. And I don't know what
Oh.
that is because they they're in like aggro mode,
Aggro mode?
like aggression, you
Oh.
know? Yeah.
What does that mean?
Like the other one that I'd known forever, I just said, I don't know like what's going on with you. Like the person had lied about some things. I'm like, I don't know what's going on with you, but I'm not going to chase you. So whenever you want to chat, I'm here, but I don't have a desire to chase you. And yeah, that 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 really didn't sit well with them evidently. They needed to be chased. I'm not
Oh.
gonna chase someone to love me. You know what I mean? You're like lying to me. Like, calm down with that. Like,
So do you think that notion in like there is a relationship, like in a notion in like a, romantic relationship, that it's like cute for someone to chase the other person,
yeah,
like
I mean,
boys
these
chase
weren't
girls,
romantic
you know.
relationships though. So I don't know, but these weren't
Yeah,
romantic.
yeah, no, I get
So
what you're
yeah,
saying. I'm like trying to like parlay it a little bit. It's like do you think that chasing, like, would you say that like chasing a relationship like romantically would be a bad thing to do, and like you should just kind of like let it happen
that I have no
almost?
idea. I don't know. I don't date, so I have no
You don't date
idea.
at all?
No, not very rarely. And if I were to date, I play 0 games. So, I mean, you're asking the wrong person because I'm not like a dating expert and I don't play any games. Like even if I've had everybody tell me that that's what I need to do, like play games or this and that. I'm like, well, then I'm not going to date because I'm just not it's not who I am. I'm not going to become something I'm not. Like
Mm-hmm.
I'm just not. Like I'm just it's just that I'm fine. Like, you know, like I
Mm-hmm.
don't need that. So, if I meet someone one day and it's organic, great. It's not a concern. I want my business and I want my travel and yeah. But so I don't know about that dynamic
Sure.
because there's a whole science behind that of the chasing and maybe and who knows. And I think you're supposed to chase and I think that works from what I heard. Just, I'm not interested in it. You know, like yeah. And I think the guy's supposed to chase the girl and the girl's supposed to seem like she's not interested and the girl's supposed to kind of be a little bit of an asshole or something. And I don't know. I'm not good at it. I don't do it almost ever. And if I was in a situation, I wouldn't partake in the game part. So, yeah.
Oh.